Howdy folks, welcome to Open Durbar. Over the past couple of weeks, I've watched Ted Lasso out on Apple TV Plus, and I must say that it has given me a little to think about, but mostly a lot of entertainment. So I thought I'll share my thoughts with you. Fractured families and ruptured relationships have been a mainstay of the creative arts for as long as they've existed, I think. Ted Lasso, no matter how cowboyish his name and mannerisms, is not immune. Jason Sudeikis plays him as an optimistic man who is very supportive of others, hence making him very suitable for a coaching job, but at the same time he's looking for reconciliation with his wife who is unhappy and trying to protect their little son from the fallout of their marriage. In the next episode coming out next week on August 28th, his wife and young son are skipping over the pond and coming over to visit him in his new job as the coach of a football team in the Premier League, the English Premier League. That is already a fish out of the water situation for an American who has obviously not had any exposure to soccer as we know it in the rest of the world. One thing's for sure, he's definitely not in Kansas anymore. And that goes twice for Coach Beard. But he certainly makes himself so much at home that it's a wonder how that character has evolved and you want to know more about the character. So, a little bit about Coach Beard when we get to know more about him first in the upcoming episodes. I'm also curious if I've seen any of these Brits who have been cast as the characters in Ted Lasso before. I'm sure I have seen at least the major ones, but I can't put my finger on it. So I will wait for the next episode to come out, and till then, delve a little deeper into the cast of Ted Lasso. As far as these 4 episodes go, the pairings of characters and the camaraderie between some of them and the hatred between some of them is really fun to watch. For example, 2 feuding players in a football team is nothing new, but how they handle it is kind of novel. Secondly, the owner of the football team and the girlfriend of one of the main players is actually a very unexpected pairing, and yet it works because they are somehow polar opposites and yet they end up rooting for each other in some ways that were not unexpected. By the way, the jokes about Leo DiCaprio's dating life just keep getting younger. It makes sense why Jason Sudeikis would write this teleplay because soccer is picking up in the US of A. It is already known as the beautiful game all around the world and it's very widely followed, especially the Premier League. So the audiences are kind of merging together and creating a huge fan base for this kind of a plotline. Secondly, many celebrities have taken up majority stakes in the MLS teams in America, and so it makes sense to capitalize on that audience. And thirdly, Apple TV is going all out in its statement to make all their shows as diverse as possible. That's an excellent cause to root for, and even if you don't like soccer, you might relate to some of the players or some of the staff, especially, may I say this once again, Coach Beard. That character is really fun to watch because he does very less, but what he does is hilarious. Alright then, I'll leave it at that. Looking forward to next week's episode. Until then, stay safe, take care, and goodbye from Open Durbar.